As another quick little lore video, but also just meant to be humorous, I have given this rant multiple times on streams, and sometimes people ask about it, sometimes there's a meme about it, but I thought I would just do an independent video so it's easy to find. The dreaded Malekith Rant. So, everything I'm talking about is included within the Malice Darkblade omnibuses, mostly specifically the second omnibus. It is Malekith in that context. If you know of Malekith from other lore sources, we are not talking about that Malekith. We are talking about the fact that the Malekith in the Malice Darkblade omnibuses is a fucking idiot, and I find it hilarious. Let's begin. So, the first time we run into Malekith in these omnibuses is Malice Darkblade is dragged in front of him by the Endless, the hyper-elite forces of Malekith. And then he shows up, and they go, here's this guy you wanted. So Malekith and Morathi stare down at Malice. And Malice looks up and says, what up, bro? Malekith says that there's a giant host of Slaanesh invading his lands, and they demanded that Malice be brought here. And Morathi goes, yeah, because he has a demon in him. And Malekith turns to Morathi and says, a fucking what? And Morathi goes, but it's chill, bro. He has a demon in him. And Malekith's like, but I'm a little sus on that. Cool. So then he talks to Malice a bit. They get a call from the north, and they're like, all right, so they want Malice Darkblade. Like, the Horde wants him, and they said they'll leave if we give him to him. And Morathi and Noark is, like, Malekith's greatest general. Noark says we should kill Malice and give his head to them. And Morathi says we should give them Malice entirely. Malekith says, nah, fuck that. Nobody invades my land with an army and demands anything of me. We're just going to kill him. And I'm like, yeah, Malekith, get him. And Malekith says, and that fucking guy is going to lead the army. And he points at Malice, and I'm like, what? Okay, what? So the reader knows Malice is chill. He's a bro. Malekith doesn't know that. All Malekith knows is this guy has a demon of Slaanesh in him, and he's sending that guy, who the Slaanesh Horde is after, with an army to fight the Slaanesh Horde. Now, follow-up Malekith, question, you never figured out what form they wanted Malice for. Like, if they're in league with him, maybe they just want to get him back, something like that. Like, you don't know that he's not just going to lead this army to them and get it all killed, and then you just lost an army, you lost all of Naggaroth, you're a fucking idiot. But whatever. So he sends Malice north with this army. Malice isn't a traitor, so he actually leads the army to Grond as he's supposed to. Then the siege of Grond begins. Now, as he's leaving, Noark, general I mentioned earlier, stops and talks to Malice, and he needs to tell him how big dick Malekith is and how impossible it is to escape his schemes. And he says, Malice, my brother in Christ, you don't even know how fucked you are. All right, Malekith's thought of everything. He's thought of every single angle. You can't escape. Even if you lead this army, if you lose, you're going to die to the enemy. If you win, you're going to die to Malekith. There's no way out for you. Okay. Sure. So then Malice rides north, and the Siege of Grond happens. And the Siege of Grond is full of other silly, stupid things, such as Malekith sitting on his ass while the city is falling, watching his top generals argue amongst each other for politics reasons, and he's like, yes, this is good. And if Malice didn't solo carry the entire Siege of Grond, he would have just lost the city, lost Naggaroth, all of the Dark Elves would have died. But sure, Malekith, you're so brilliant. Anyway, he sits there and does nothing. But several issues come up with his plan about Malice. First, Malice gets captured. During one of the assaults, the Slaaneshi Horde actually takes the section of the wall Malice is on, and they drag him outside of the city. As far as Malekith knows, he is gone. As far as Malekith knows, the demons have taken him back to the Chaos Wastes. The Slaanesh demon is going to be released, and he loses. Malekith loses. Okay, cool. So flaw one of the plan. What if the army that is looking for Malice finds him? Oh, plan ruined. God forbid they ever find him when you put him on the front lines in front of them. But whatever. They don't. They are idiots. They do not take him far, far away from Grond. They sit him in a tent and they say, we'll deal with you later. We're going to finish seizing the city while you just sit here like a good boy. Malice doesn't sit here like a good boy. He escapes. So he is standing outside the city on Spite, his cold one. He is free. He could ride away from both parties. He could get away. So part two of your plan, Malekith, that doesn't make any fucking sense, is what if Malice gets outside the city. What are you gonna do? You're stuck in the city. If he's outside of it, like let's say he just like steals a siege ladder from the enemy, slides down it, and fucking bolts. What are you gonna do about it? You're stuck in there. Okay, so problem 2 with this plan is what if Malice gets outside the walls somehow? Okay, cool, whatever. But he doesn't leave, because Malice, you and I know, isn't a traitor. Malekith doesn't know that. So Malice returns to the city. There's a big, spooky, scary demon. He decides to fight it. He ends up beating it. He's a hero. Everybody celebrates him. They're all standing, staring at him, raising their swords and all that stuff. Malekith is busy on his dragon elsewhere. So Malice gathers up all of his artifacts, waves to the troop, and fucking leaves! So part 3 of the plan, that doesn't make any sense. The third hole in it is, what if he just leaves? What are you gonna do about it? No one can catch him. Only you and your dragon can catch him. And you're busy. You are not there. And hell, half the time you're just sitting in that fucking room watching everybody else fight, so you're not even trying to be there. But unless you, Malekith, are standing and watching him and babysitting him, yes, he can get away. Yes, he can just leave. Your plan is shitty. Your plan failed. The only way your plan works is if Malice Darkblade is a fucking hero, which he was, but you don't know that. So that's the Malekith Rant. In the Malice Darkblade books, he is a fucking idiot and just the worst. Malekith sucks so bad in those books. Alright, I hope you enjoyed. Roar. Subscribe, yes, yes.